Why do more and more people not want to have children? Guanyin roll call is definitely not selfish. There is a big cause and effect hidden behind it, according to the Fanhua Sutra. All beings in the world float and sink in the sea of misery. For processing. Have you ever thought, why are there always people sighing in this world? Purple is difficult. Some people are willing to be single and inferior to the world. Behind this is one pierced by Guanyin Bodhisattva. The great cause and effect of the ultimate destination of life. It's not just a personal choice, more than a simple social phenomenon. He is like a deeply buried seed. It has quietly sprouted in the hearts of countless people, guiding a path unknown. It's about where we came from. Where will it go? This seemingly ordinary fertility thing. In fact, it involves the deepest secrets of the universe. He is like a chess game that lasts for 10,000 years. Every move hides endless mysteries. Those who do not want to have children. Could it be that they saw the truth that we didn't realize? The compassionate eye of Guanyin Bodhisattva. Insight into the three realms and six paths where he sees. It is beyond our naked eyes to attack. The final destination of his roll call. It's not the heaven or hell we think it is. That's a bigger one. A more profound state of being. And every choice we make in this life and this life. Information correlation. What secrets are hidden in this? Why give birth? Can be closely connected to the final destination. Under this layer of fog. What shocking truth is hidden? The time is when the cicadas are left. Ancient mountain temple. Blue tile flying rock burnt by the sun. Li Ming, a young prince who has read poetry and books, but frowning all day. He sat on a futon in the meditation room. In front of him is an old monk with a white beard beating his chest, Zen Master Fahai, sandalwood curling in the incense burner. Can't soothe the anxiety in his heart. Zen Master Li Ming sighed. Voice full of confusion. Disciple grows old. My parents wanted me to carry on the family line, but there's always an inexplicable resistance in my heart. I watch the world grow old, sick and die. The sea of misery is endless if you really bring a life into this world. Isn't it adding to the pain? This fertility thing. Is it pumice? Zen Master Fahai slowly opened his eyes. Eyes are like to bottomless ancient wells. He didn't answer directly. Instead, he pointed out the window and you looked at the linden tree. Hair growth will eventually wither. Did he ever ask why he wanted to grow? Why results? Li Ming shook his head and the trees were heartless. Naturally. So do people. The Zen room whispers, you can see the flowers bloom and fade. It's all causal. So is humanity. Birth, old age, illness, and death. The sea of misery is endless. The world is trapped by Chin AI. thinking that childbirth is a continuation of love, but don't know the continuation is sometimes the cause and effect of the world. Endless ties. Li Ming frowned. What do you mean? Birth itself is a kind of suffering. Then why do sentient beings continue to fight? The Zen master picked up the teacup at hand, gently poked. The Diamond Sutra says everything is illegal. Like a dream bubble. Like dew and electricity. Should sit as a non-commissioned officer. Most of what the world wants is vain. They thought they were happy. Just a fleeting fantasy in the 6 realms of reincarnation. All beings enter the room because of anonymity, suffer from obsession, and they reproduce with love. It's like an endless drama. Scene after scene, never ending. But if everyone was as reluctant to have children as I am, then wouldn't the human race be extinct? Li Ming is a little eager. The Zen master smiled. Put down the cup. Extinction, where is the real extinction in this world? Bodies are alive, but life itself never dies. He's just in a different marriage. Circulate among the 6 paths in different postures. And he paused. Extinction. It's just the obsession of the ego. If you can break this obsession, you can see the bigger world and 6 realms. The Zen master is talking about the passage of our lives from generation to generation. It's not about humanity. Li Ming asked. In cold eyes. The Buddha elaborated on the 6 paths of samsara. He said that all sentient beings have never come to watch the night. Heaven's pleasure. Asura road battle. Bittersweet. Birth to fish eat. Ghost to hungry. Hell to torment. These 6. It is nothing more than a national newspaper transformed by the addictive behavior of sentient beings. The Zen master's tone became deep. Birth is in this cycle. Once again, a door to entry into the world has been opened for all living beings. Li Ming is thoughtful. He thought of his family. Generations have rushed to continue the incense. But some people are really comfortable. He suddenly felt, the resistance in my heart seems not infinite. How deep is this birthplace England? Li Ming asked. The Zen master got up and went to the window, looking at the distant mountains, mountain stacks, clouds. The cause and effect are too deep to imagine. He turned around, with a hint of pity in his eyes. I once heard an ancient legend, recorded among Wudang members. There is a great man, witnessed the suffering of all beings in meditation. He saw between parents and children. It's not just about family fun, more worldly entanglements and houses. Some parents were enemies of their children in previous lives. Some children are creditors to their parents in this life. This is not an illusion. It's the reality of pulling at night. There is such a thing. Li Ming was shocked. Natural Zen master nods. Moral shock. take all things as a little dog. This is not to say that heaven and earth are ruthless. It means that the sky and the earth follow the laws of nature. Don't change with people's good things. Cause and effect are determined that he will not be moved by your will. What cause did you plant? What effect does it become? He went on to say that the reason you feel resistance, maybe it's in your nature. There is a trace of awakening. It's like the rule of things in college. You try to explore the essence of things, to understand the true meaning of life. When you really see the depth and breadth of cause and effect, see the impermanence of the 6 realms, you will understand. Fertility is not just birth without instinct. It is a tremendous responsibility. What is the responsibility? Li Ming asked. The Zen master pointed to Li Ming's heart. It is guidance without consciousness. It's just blindly taking another life. Push into this endless sea of samsara misery. The world often says that there are 3 unfilial. No later is great. But is this filial piety just a continuation of the bloodline? The Analects of Confucius teaches us benevolence. Benevolent love benevolence. This love is not just about loving your family. Love all living beings. If you can guide all beings to liberation with great love, this is true filial piety. Li Ming fell into deep thought. All he thought about was the pressure to carry on the family line. Never from the causal wheel. Go back to the height to examine this issue. He feels his past thoughts. How shallow. Zen Master, has anyone really seen through it all? Therefore, they chose a different path. Li Ming looks up, eyes twinkling with a desire to know. Nature becomes distant from the eyes of the Zen Master. No matter what Zhuangzi said, heaven and earth coexist with me. And all things are unique to me. People who really see through. It has long exceeded the gains and losses of the ego. They understand that this is not the only form of life. Those who choose not to have children are not running away. I saw something bigger. He went on. There was once an ancient cultivator. He's not misanthropic, but because the practice has reached a very high level. In the Zen ceiling, insight into the birth and death of all things in the world. He saw with his own eyes countless lives struggling in the 6 realms. The cycle of pain. He found that every birth, it means a new home invasion and suffering. And every death, it's just the beginning of the next journey. He saw the continuation of the bloodline. In the endless cycle of reincarnation, sometimes is the continuation of the night. Family is beautiful, but if you cling to it, as in the sea of misery, sent on a heavy ship, make it difficult for each other to dock. So he made a big wish. I would rather spend my life energy on pursue all beings, instead of recreating a life and putting it back into the cycle. Li Ming's heart is surging. He felt an unprecedented shock. It was completely different from what he had been taught growing up. but it seems to touch on some deeper truth. So what happened? Li Ming asked eagerly. The Zen master smiled and said, "He's finally on the road. Gained great freedom. He had no children, but his wisdom and compassion. But it nourishes the hearts of countless sentient beings. His life, in another form, it has found its most profound continuation." This is the Dharma realm Yuan Rong mentioned in the Huayan Sutra. All beings are one. No barrier. He's not avoiding procreation, but to sublimate a little love into a big love. He got it. True continuity is not physical reproduction. It's the transmission of wisdom. It's about the spirit. He saw the common destination of all living beings, not just a continuation of the family. It is the liberation of all life. Li Ming silently digested these words. He remembered the powerlessness deep within himself. It seems to be the same as what the Zen master said about the ego. Obsession coincides. He has been trapped by the pressure of his family, but never really thought about the meaning of life. Then we mortals. How to choose? Li Ming felt a little confused. The Zen master slowly walked up to Li Ling, and I patted him on the shoulder, and choice doesn't matter. What matters is whether you are aware. It's like Zhang Yongli said. A gentleman respects virtue and asks about learning, to the vast and advanced. You start thinking now. To inquire is the first step towards enlightenment. His eyes are deep. The tone became a little mysterious. Time when everything has a hidden truth beneath its surface. Fertility is especially true. What you see is just the tip of the iceberg. The real hidden cause and effect. Hidden even many practitioners. A mystery that is difficult to easily access. What mystery? Li Ming's heart lifted. Yes, the mystery. The Zen master's voice suddenly became low, as if with some kind of warning. The reason why sentient beings are unwilling to give birth, it's not just personal preference, nor is it due to economic pressure. It was a kind of awakening from the depths of the soul. Bring some life into endless cycles. Perceived some ultimate truth. You think it's just an easy choice. Humph, the world is spinning in the skin. I don't know the endless rotation. In fact, even the Bodhisattva is hidden. The mystery that has sighed for. If you don't go deep, your confusion will follow. It will even turn into a shackle when you come. Fall forever. Inextricable. Why did Guanyin Bodhisattva name his final destination? What is the scene of the destination? And the hidden reason why sentient beings are unwilling to have children. How inextricably linked. Li Ming was shocked by the Zen master's words. He felt as if he were standing on the edge of a cliff. Ahead is an endless abyss, but there is a faint light. He subconsciously grabbed the Zen master's sleeve. Eagerly asked the Zen master, "Please guide me. What is this mystery?" The final destination of Guanyin Bodhisattva's roll call. What does it have to do with fertility? The Zen master looks at Li Ming. No more pity in my eyes. It's an examination. He gently opened his sleeve. Go to the center of the meditation room. Sit cross-legged. He closes his eyes. Hands together. Start meditating. Only sandalwood is left in the meditation room. And Li Ming's rapid breathing. Time seems to freeze. Li Ming dared not disturb. Just wait quietly. Heart is like a rib. After a long time, the Zen master slowly opened his eyes. The light is as clear as water. He spoke in a deep, feminine voice, as if with ancient echoes that penetrate time and space. Do you know why Guanyin Bodhisattva can hear the sound and save suffering? It's not that he's amazing, but he united with the Dharma realm with a righteous heart. It can understand the deepest source of suffering in all beings. The final destination he saw. It's not the place we ordinary people understand to go after death. It is a state of being that transcends life and death. The source that all life will eventually return to. This source, it is what the Diamond Sutra says, without anything, the heart is born. It is the Tao Dharma nature mentioned in the Tao Te Ching. It is the spirit of heaven and earth that Zhuangzi finally depicted. The realm of God. He is invisible, but everywhere. All beings circulate in the 6 realms. Every cycle. Reputation every time. It's a deviation from the source. A forgetting of the true self. The Zen master went on to say, what Guanyin Bodhisattva sees, countless beings are in the 6 realms. Repeated pain due to obsession. He saw many lives in the cycle of Lei's reincarnation. Just to extend the bloodline. To meet the family's expectations. In pursuit of short-lived total happiness. And again choose to escape. But fall into it again and again. A quagmire of birth, old age, sickness, and death. He goes to the bottom of why people don't want to have children. Neither selfish nor fearful. But in some lives with deep good roots, there is a lurking beauty of reincarnation. A call to the source. They unconsciously resist. Once again, a pure life. Into a world of suffering and uncertainty. It's not that they don't love life. It's that they love life too much. I can't bear to suffer from reincarnation again. Li Ming was shocked. He never thought. Own resistance. It turned out to be an awakening from the depths of the soul. Then this final destination. What does it have to do with this gorgeous heart? Li Mingchen asked. The Zen master said slowly that the final destination is nirvana. But nirvana is not annihilation. It was total liberation. Bring back the truth. To achieve a kind of nothingness. And clean. eternal state of unabated growth. In this state, life is no longer bound by cause and effect. It doesn't lie in the circulation of the six paths. This is the so-called cultivation. Cultivate yourself. Return to the source. Guanyin Bodhisattva sees all living beings in endless reincarnation. Constantly create new causes and effects, new ties. Every reputation, all for themselves and a new life invisibly. We've a new king of cause and effect. This king is sometimes sweet, sometimes bitter. He gave an example in the biography. Mr. Wang Yangming once said that knowledge and action are unified. If a person, without a true understanding of the truth of life, before seeing the breadth of cause and effect, blind reputation is ignorance. Such behavior often brings untold suffering to the next generation. Because of the anonymity of the parents is one of the causes and effects of children. The compassion of Guanyin Bodhisattva lies in. He saw this nameless continuation. He understands, instead of letting sentient beings continue to reincarnate in anonymity, why don't you enlighten them? Let them see the truth of their final destination. Let them break the chains of Britain fundamentally. So sentient beings don't want to have children. Sometimes subconsciously. Resistance to this English king. They crave liberation, longing to return to the source. Instead of continuing in this suburban world, create a new cycle. It's not about abandoning the world. Escape door. The Zen master turned to him. It's about living with awareness. To understand the wisdom, loyalty, and harmony of the mean. Heaven and earth are all things desire. This prison is not just about giving birth. It's about nurturing life. Give it its place. With a pure heart. Face fertility with great love. That is true virtue. So how do we get there? Li Ming asked to reach the final destination. It takes meditation. The Zen master said that through meditation, you can gradually calm down your inner delusions. The truth about food. When you can truly enter a deep state of meditation, you will be able to experience the stone statues of the six realms for yourself. Feel the bitness and joy of all beings in it. Then you will understand. Why do some awakened beings will choose lactation red dust? I don't want to build a new field. They are not indifferent. It's about compassion. They know if you cannot lead a life to liberation, is irresponsible. So they would rather use this power for their own practice, for a wider range of sentient beings. This is the highest interpretation of the people in the 5 Changs. Zen Room said again, it's like the Tao Te Ching, the realm of loyalty and inaction. It's not about doing nothing. It's about going with the flow of nature. In the matter of fertility, if you can follow the road, not bothered by worldly vision, not bothered by family pressure, but really from the bottom of my heart, to examine this responsibility, to understand the cause and effect of life. That is true in action. When one truly understands the transformation of yin and yang, circle of life, he will find fertility is not the only way to continue. Spiritual inheritance, stay wise. Compassion and love for all sentient beings are even more profound. A more permanent continuation. Li Ming's heart seemed to have been washed. Suddenly enlightened. He finally understood. Your inner resistance is not an escape. It is a longing for a higher life. He's no longer torn about procreation. They set their sights on it. A broader meaning of life. Zen Master, I understand. Li Ming often loses his breath. It turns out that being reluctant to have children is not the end. It's the beginning of something else. Is back to the source. It's Purdue. This final destination turns out to be so profound Zen. The teacher looked at Li Ming with relief. Yes. Practice is like making tea. The heat is not always fragrant. You're just tasting it now. True wisdom. It takes you a lifetime to understand. To fix the real problem. When you can take care of time with a selfless heart. When facing all the choices in life, you will find, whether it is birth or parenting or not, it's just a choice on the road. And you are already on the road back to the source. Sunset. Golden blood in the meditation room. Li Ming got up and bowed deeply to the Zen master. The fog in his heart finally dissipated. He knew that from this moment on, his life is coming to an end. A completely different path, an awakening path to the final destination.